So, I just thought to make a little video on this. We got a notice 2 days ago about the special program, but within it, they've specified that the drip marketing that we would have gotten yesterday and today would be delayed, but they haven't said when we'll eventually get these drips, and they haven't even, stated the version, which I imagine will be clarified maybe within the special program if this is the final patch for version 3, or if it's not, then it won't be, because they kind of alluded to version 3 back during the later versions of version 2. A part of me is wondering why this is the case and if it ties to political reasons. Recently there has been an issue with China and Japan, and my assumption in one of my videos that the next world would be Edo Star, considering the name of the planet is clearly alluding to the Edo period, seemingly, was likely based on Japan. And now, I don't know, I'd imagine that it's potentially caused friction. We know that Honkai Star Rail, a lot of its plot points were made years in advance, probably, and are progressively being worked on. They're worked on ahead of release schedules. It takes more than just a space between certain patches to work on new worlds. Which is why I do think that knowing the development process would be very fun to know just how long it takes to iron out these ideas into full worlds and storylines. But we already know that they had a lot of Amphoras planned, probably before we even entered that world. And I imagine that the same thing was applying to potentially the next world we aim on visiting. So I find it hard to believe that they're going to be able to completely change course. It's a weird one, because my brain, as someone who knows how programming works, would imagine code would already exist, assets would already exist. They would have created 3D models tied to this, environments, maps, creature designs, lore, and you can't just scrap all that stuff. And it'd make it very difficult to replace it. So I'm gonna assume that for now, until we get actual confirmation, that something has impacted the development, and I think it might be political, unfortunately. And when eventually we get clarification on this, I'll be interested to see what actually gets dripped. And also during Friday's special program, which I will watch, but it'll be a later upload than usual. But depending on what we see during that, how it's going to impact the future, because they can either do version 3.9, which could buy them time for the new version if something's impacted it, or if they're going straight to version 4, they're on a bit of a crunch now if something's impacted their development. There's no way of knowing. This is all under the assumption that my guess about Edo Star being the next world is right. And that means that political tension can impact what happens in the development cycle of this game, which is kind of rough, I won't lie. Anyway, I'm curious what you all think, and thank you for watching this brief one. Take care.